I got a lot of things to talk about the youth stuff some more. Oh my God, are y'all sick of it? I mean, the adults that have not stepped in and said, look, no. You know how you eventually with a child crying and they keep going, you say, look, no, I said no. See, that's what adults do. That's the position that our councilmen and everything should be in those positions. Look, we're not going to be I'm not spending 24 hours trying to tell him no, that he can't roller skate down the middle of Pratt Street. You get what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit here 24 hours and then come back next 24 hours and explain that again. After we tell him once, then we tell him twice, then the third time he's subject to whatever goes down. It was always what? 3 strikes? Yeah, even in your house growing up, we had 3 strike rules.
Yeah.
So 3 strikes ain't always a court-ruled order. No, that was a house rule order. Your mother I told you 3 times now. 3rd time now. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, King, again, I said, man, adult stuff. King, go ahead. King, how you doing, dude, man? Good to be back?
Yeah, it's nice to be back.
Good,
I'm doing okay.
King.
You know,
good,
we face
King.
challenges every day. We just overcome them.
Yes,
It's all how you think about them.
Yes,
you know?
yes, King.
It's got to take your personal accountability for, whatever situation that you're in and just overcome them. I mean, you know what I've been going through. Of course, I'm not going to air it out, but, I've had my struggles and, I've overcome them the best way I know how. Yeah, I don't complain. I just make it happen.
Make it happen. Find another avenue. Open up this door. Call this phone number. Do something. Yeah,
I mean, like you said, I just been thinking, these past few weeks, and just really trying to isolate, what I see as a problem that has really been plaguing us. And, I go in on the women a lot, but what is it? The vaginification of men today, Yeah, it's my word. Please, it's a trademark. Don't steal it. I will come for my money. The vaginification of men. This is what's going on out here. This is why you see these kids acting the way they acting out of their emotions. They've been vaginified. And as long as, they continue to act soft and do the things that they're doing, this is what we can expect. I don't see us changing. I was listening to a show coming in here, and it was talking about the mass exodus from Baltimore City. And then they asked the question, do you think now is the right time to raise fees and apply more financial pressures?
You tell them what fees really used to call it.
I used to call them taxes.
Back for 100 years ago, they called it what?
Taxes.
But they call it what?
Fees now.
Yeah, fees.
It's so disheartening to see Baltimore City, one of the poorest, cities as far as economics, and the citizens are primarily black, at 74% black.
And ruled and run.
Yeah, well, I ain't got to them yet. I'm about to get to the rulers.
The rulers are black.
The rulers are blacks. Yeah. But these people, have set this precedent that they themselves don't follow in their communities, in their home, where everything goes. They have allowed the man to be taken out of the home and the nuclear family to be destroyed, and they're okay with it. And now we're sitting here and we're looking at, what's wrong with the system. To be honest with you,
this the made up suit. This the end of the suit. You took it out, and this the suit you wanted to make. So here you go now.
But it's a deception because the deception is that all these fees and stuff that they're passing out, that they're putting on the financial backs of the less fortunate, and these people who can't get out of the city, they're going to be forced to pay these fees or taxes, as we like to call them, and they're instituting them, and this goes to the point, we've been on for a while, and I know again I'm going to get my backlash, but you said that the people who are ruling the blacks. Well, the blacks are now the slave masters. Yeah. They're the ones that are in charge of the house.
Or what trickles down.
Yeah. So they have to be they have put aside their accountability because
money.
Because this is about money. They have no interest. They have no interest in building the community like they say, or the youth. They have an interest in speaking it.
Well,
I mean, it's evil.
Well, this was the battle they've been battling with for so long, King. The Juvenile Justice Act bill. All right?
What's up?
The Juvenile.
How you doing, everybody?
Hey, brother, how you doing, brother? The Juvenile Justice Act bill.
Yeah.
Well, this is the bill that I see is being printed up for real, though. The Juvenile Assailant Justice.
I'm waiting. I'm there with you.
You get where I'm going at, because once you, I don't care, man, cut it out with this. Once you break the law and what we seeing, man, this juvenile stuff has gone too far.
Well,
You know, it's almost like you trying to make sure that I'm good when I go behind the bars.
Well, I understand that. Well, here's the thing. You know, those are the wraparound services. Once again, you know, we're gonna. You talk about this. Remember, last year I said something about it. I was called to Uncle Tom. I was like, give the man a chance. Da 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 da.
Right.
Now here it is. You know, a year or two later, and look at what we faced with.
Yeah.
Look at what we faced
We're
with.
still talking the same stuff. Juvenile Justice Act. Man,
And the
come on,
person
man.
that's in charge of juvenile justice is Vincent Ceraldi. We all know that. We all know what his stances are. We all know his
Insanity.
background.
Yeah, just insanity.
Yet-
Go ahead.
He and the governor, Westmore, are pals. They're friends.
But let me show you
Hold
what
on.
Vincent was doing for
Hold on,
real
Tom.
to us, for real.
No, hold on,
People
Tom.
didn't peep this,
No.
though. Go ahead.
Oh, no, they peeped
Go
it
ahead.
because he got fired for his track record.
Yeah, but
but you know, the nepotism and favoritism. The only way that something like this can happen is if you, my boy, and I'm going to look out for you.
Yeah.
Other than that, he should be without a job, if not in jail for the things that he's allowed to happen underneath his watch with some of these juveniles.
Remember how they used to say, you know, boy, if you don't you keep it up, boy, you're gonna build yourself a bad jacket or a bad track record, right? Well, the scenario that Vincent Ceraldi was doing with this catch and release. Not a dealing with it properly the way it was catch and release, right? Well, you think they was catch and release and not logging?
Yes.
No, they still being logged somewhere.
They're not being logged.
No, your name being logged somewhere,
being
which means
logged.
that eventually, when these little kids that kept getting out 160 times, go to get some employment, go to get some things like we were growing up to understand. These are the type things that are attached to your back, son.
Okay. Well,
That's
this is
what I'm trying to say.
Well, again, this
These
is what
are
I
the
mean.
things that attached. You might have got out 17, 20, 30
Yeah,
times.
but they're not logged anymore. What I'm trying to tell you is that there has been,
Yeah.
you have to understand the language that these people use. We have to reimagine policing.
No,
I don't know how you reimagine policing.
Imagine-
And they're saying
man.
that the whole system has to be tore down and brought back up. So this whole jacket mess, what
Yeah.
you're saying is
Yeah.
a revolving door of black people going to jail.
No, I'm
they
saying
take-
that.
well,
I'm
see,
saying
on
if
top of what you just said was,
I'm saying that there is that if eventually, with things over time, when this young 10-year-old you let out 17, 18 times, when he get 20 years old, that was being logged somewhere. Well, how many times he got released for these situations?
Okay.
They might have let him go, but it's being written down somewhere.
Okay.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
understand what you're saying.
All right, but anyway, now let me say this,
You're
okay?
welcome.
So check this out. Anyway, man, what I was talking about was that, you know, we deal with these children, man, and we deal with Vincent Ceraldi and all these old type things. Got a caller? Moms? Hey, Mom.
Hey, Newt. Hi, Kingsley. How
Happy
you all
80th
doing?
birthday.
All right.
Belated.
Glad to have you back on the air.
King said happy birthday, Mom. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Kingsley.
welcome,
It's been
ma'am.
look, it was nothing but a miracle that I made that birthday party because I had left emergency the same day of my party.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
So it worked itself out. But I want to give a brief discussion on the real estate industry that's getting ready to put people out in the street with high rent, high mortgage rates.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere you look now, you're hearing people saying they're taxing me more.
That's what King just talked about.
They're tacking on more taxes to my home.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, when you have senior citizens who already have owned their home for years, they're now in a situation of fixed income.
Yeah,
Some don't work anymore, some can't work anymore. Then there are some that save the nest egg that they can continue to flourish in this economy. But what happens is that even if you have a nest egg and you have to go in that nest egg and you don't have anything to put back in there, you're still going to find yourself in a problem.
Yeah.
I don't understand why our government and our president is not addressing this problem. Rent now in some areas is high as $1,500, $2,000 or more.
Mm-hmm.
Where does the average American citizen get that kind of money to pay to live?
Yeah, but that's...
So to me, it's like that. It's like you see all the homelessness that we have already. What are you gonna add more to it?
Well, he bought some hotels here, and he bought 2 hotels here, and he's gonna straighten them up by putting them in the hotel. Yeah, it's gonna end up probably being the hotel of horrors, Brian, in the next 2 years. Let's call it what it is, man. You know what I mean?
I'll call it.
I want to see people do better. I want to see, but doing better, people. You got to take some people away sometime to get them to be able to breathe again, to think again. Go ahead, Ken.
Well,
go ahead, man. Let Ken chime in.
let me say this to you.
Go ahead.
In Colorado, they bought up an old hotel, and guess who they put in it?
Yeah. Who?
The immigrants.
Yes, I know.
They put the immigrants in them, and right across from where the immigrants were staying in the hotel was a homeless situation. People in Colorado living in tents.
And you forgot to say about the stipend that they gave them too, man. They gave them a card with $1,500 worth of food stamps and $3,000 worth of cash. They ain't got to worry about getting it back, paying it back at the end of the year. Yeah. Go ahead, King. Let King chime in.
Okay.
Go ahead, King.
Well, when I got up this morning, I was hearing something about those fees. That's what made me start talking about the fees today. All these fees or taxes that they're imposing. What I told Ty was that Maryland is fourth amongst the states of people leaving the state to get to other places where it's more affordable to live. And when I named the states, I was like, they're right behind New York, California, and Illinois. These states are sometimes two to three times the size of
Virginia tags.
the same size of Maryland.
You gotta run. Yeah, go ahead, King.
And and we're right behind them. This is how ridiculous it has gotten here in Maryland. And when we constantly keep talking about the system and how this systemic racism and this, that, and the third, and I'm so baffled because the people who are running the system, who are in charge of the system, who are reimagining the system are black people. And every policy that they are instituting or they're coming up with, not only have they failed in the past, because it's not like these are new ideas that they're pitching and putting on the table. These things are old, antiquated thought processes that they tried back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and it didn't work. Mm-hmm. It did not work.
King, can I say this when you finish?
I was like, and they changed things. This is why you had such an economic boom in the black in the black communities in the 80s and 90s, because there were certain common sense things put in place. Yeah. If you already understand that that you're behind the 8 ball, this is why we don't talk about black and white here. It's because you understand that you coming into a game where it's rigged against you. Your whole thought process should be to get around it. I formulate my game with inside of the game. Mm-hmm. That's how you get ahead. There's no other way that you're going to make it. The system is rigged against you. And then you have black people that are in these systems, the mayors of your cities. the district attorneys of your cities, your governors of your cities, your lieutenant governors. Hold on, Ty, and don't get fooled. These people are playing, hot potatoes with the seats, because all they're doing once their time has elapsed as the comptroller, then they go run for mayor, and then when their time come up for mayor, then they at the city hall as the city president. This is nothing but a hopscotch game that these people are playing and freezing people out. Stop. We need to stop thinking that that we are included in what they got going on here, because we're not.
Go ahead, man. You got something you want to share?
I agree with Kingsley, and I really think that a lot of the blacks in positions have never had the black people in mind.
No.
They were there. They were being controlled by the system, and whatever they were told to do, that's what they did. And we have had to suffer under a lot of these decisions that they have made.
Yeah.
And I ask myself a lot of times now, do we love each other as black people?
Well, check this out, man. Check this out. I said something King today, and King said, wow, you should wrote that down today, Tom. You know what? We still caught in the black mist of black unity. Y'all understand what I'm saying? We still caught in this black mist of black unity. When in reality, you have already been unified as a country a long time ago. So this mist of black unity. Now we can buy black. You get what I'm saying? We can go to black places. We can shop with black. We can politic with black. But this old school myth of black unity,
and
we still driving it, and so we in actuality, man, that's a myth. Go ahead, man. I'm gonna let you go. Man, go ahead. You got anything to say if we want to go?
No, I just want to say I pray for your ministry. I pray for this land. I pray that God will heal this land, and that our politicians will understand that justice is supposed to be for all, not for some.
Thank you, man. Love you. How you feeling? You feel a little better?
Still trying to get there. Still weak in my body, but I'm every day is a new day.
Good.
Praise God for that.
Tell Carl, tell everybody, say hi. Love you here.
Love you too. Bye.
All right. Again, King, when mine call in and stuff, we always have our great conversation with her from her point of view. I guess she's a senior voter, who's concerned about what goes on, not just in her home, and she wants to reach back and try to leave her wisdom of how to stick as a family together sometime, and which we've thrown that away. You one time you said one organization had a theory about getting rid of the black nuclear family. And
it was ironic enough. It was called Black was it BLM? Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
They want to get rid of the black nuclear family. But I wanted to touch on the false sense of black unity, and I want to drive this point home because you see, this is what I mean by the forked tongue. See, they saying on one end is unity, but we're not seeing that.
That's what.
And I'm going to tell you that in our community, this is what we're seeing. Yes. We've witnessed Shannon Sharp, Cat Williams, D.L. Hughley, Monique, all these people who are supposed to be together. Now, this thing, we know all of their business because they're coming out and they're attacking each other and they're saying things, whether they're true or not. And I get, and I support what Kat say, either you're on the side of, God or you not.
Yeah.
And sometimes things need to come out. But this unity, black people saying whatever you need to do. We got enough Steve Harveys, them type of people, yes men in the world who's just gonna say whatever it takes. Enough Stephen A's. We're just gonna do whatever the company says, and then when we get upset, then we're gonna lash out at the system, and we're going to talk about, we're going to blame it on white people because we know that right now that these white people are scared and they're capitulating to any and everything as long as you say, well, I know that this is not true, but it's underneath.
They ain't bringing markets back to our communities.
No.
You know, they're not.
Well,
come on, so, you know.
Well, listen, we use Monique as a good example. Monique is from here.
Yeah.
She had a comedy club here.
Yeah.
She closed it up. Monique don't even come back to Baltimore and have a comedy special or try to bring out, the best comics in Maryland or in Baltimore or whatever.
That Black Miss King. Can you give me the website real fast?
Sure, yeah, WFBR1590.weebly.com. Yeah, you can also find us two different locations. You can find us at K-Thoughts, that's KAETHOUGHTS, and you'll find us that at YouTube and Rumble. And you would have to go type in the Tyrone Hour to get our podcast, and you can find that on Spotify, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and Google. Yeah, those are the four. Yeah, but back to where we're at. The unity is not there because the people who have left the community and who have gotten the money haven't brought back and built nothing or asked anybody to come back.
Anything.
You
heard me say?
Yeah.
What they did send back was a prescription to open up a dispensary. All right? So, he sent back 20 pounds of some loud or something of that nature. But he didn't send back no option or no way of bringing some options, of bringing some unity, I'm looking at all the dead mall areas around the communities where it used to be old markets and things of that nature.
Because the people have left. You know where those malls are thriving at? Yeah. In the South. You go to the South, it looked like it was the 80s. It's like the 80s and 90s.
Yes.
There's a walk-in mall, there's people up there, there's an arcade. I mean, you looking in there like you just went back in time. And then you come up here to Maryland, and you go up to New York and Philadelphia, all these places that's above that Rust Belt, and I mean, it just looks bad. It just looks run down.
Okay, then you look at my community, Park Heights, right now. It's look like he's trying to turn into the senior hub of the city. We're building all these senior joints and all these high-rise senior spots. And I'm saying to myself, well, you do still got young people trying to. You know what I mean? Young people trying to, grow and become. I see no assistance there. But what I always see, King, about what we keep talking about is worrying about what's going on with someone after they do crime to someone else. I just got that. That's one of this number one issues with me because I like to talk about it. I've been to prison before, jail. We all had little issues before now. We young men and stuff, right? But to sit back and worry about what somebody did to somebody when they shot somebody.
Well,
what's going to happen? What after I guess you repent after whatever time, man. I'm thinking about this family here, man. And that's what's going on right now. More people are talking about the same stuff about how all we consistently talk about. Now we worried about where this kid was going at. Well, the one who shot at the Brooklyn joint. We worried about what jail he going.
Hold on, Ty. What did I tell you when I first started? The vaginification of the men. Yeah. Where you sit here and you creating excuses.
Got caller? Yeah.
Caller.
What's happening, sir?
Hey, what's up, brother? How you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Great, man. Great. What's going on, man? Good to hear your voice.
Likewise, glad to hear you back on the air, my man.
Yes, sir. You want to chime in on what's going on, or man, just great to hear you back, man.
Yes, sir. I haven't heard the top. What's the topic?
Man, we were just basically talking about, I started off with the Juvenile Justice Act, right? What about it seemed like they trying to pass the Juvenile Assailant Justice Act. For the ones who are committing the crimes, it seemed to me that that's what they're trying to, make sure that the guy that committed the crime or beat down the old lady or the young lady we seen on television where he beats down for the keys, we're trying to worry about what's going to happen to them. And I have a problem about that because all I see is what I see. I don't care what color you are, what age you are. All I see is two men beating down a young lady for some keys. You say, well, what made them do that? And I don't care what made them do that.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that situation. That's happened. That happened in inner city Baltimore, right?
Yeah. Chuck.
Yeah.
That happened in the city, but that's what's going on right here, though. This is my brother Chuck King.
Oh, how you doing there, sir?
Chuck lives in
I'm doing good, man. How
Ohio,
you doing?
man. Chuck lives in Ohio. Chuck, hey, Chuck, but that's what was going on. We was talking about. That was one of our topics about all the juvenile stuff that's going on right now. And we got kids, you know, and we all want the best for our children.
For sure.
And
sure.
If you don't seem to see that the things that are going on with children, to me, there's no adults really right now. You know, there's no adults really acting in these positions right now, Chuck. That's how I look at it, man.
Yeah, and I think it has a lot to do with society, because what society has done they have made it to where parents really can't be parents these days.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because if they decide to try to be parents or put down some type of discipline, then at that point parents they end up in trouble because they're trying to discipline their kids. And so now what's happened is kids are running the household. And it's unfortunate because parents can't do but so much. The old school parenting that we grew up with is a thing of the past. That just doesn't happen anymore.
So basically, they can call on you if they feel a need that they want to say something crazy, they can call up on you and say something crazy.
For sure.
Yeah. Just like they I'm glad they stopped the children being able to go to school and ask for gender pills and stuff. They just passed a bill. They stopped that. King, this is my brother. King, you want to chime in what my brother just said?
Well, I I'm just listening right now. I just, you know how I feel about it. I know that this is by design. If you're following me, I don't think that this what we see going on is by accident. I think that as black people, we've held on to a thought process for so long that now our own people are using our thought process against them as they ascend to these positions of power. And again, I just look at somebody like Fannie Mae. Not Fannie Mae, Fannie, whatever her name is, Fannie Willis in Atlanta. You're familiar with that one, correct?
Sure, yep.
Now, just look at how she presented herself. This is a person that's college educated, and not just college educated. She had to go through even more, than the average person to just become a lawyer. And then look at how you present yourself. So a matter of fact, and so entitled as if you're above questioning, but we're here to question the president, as if that's something that's normal that has ever been done in society. You get where I'm going? Now, as a young man who is living at home with his mother, because 9 out of 10 times he does not have his father there with him, as we're talking about, the juvenile crime, and he's doing what he's doing. Do you think that it's being, he's being dissuaded from doing the crime, or he's being encouraged to be, himself? Because that's what they say. So if being himself is just being, debaucherous, he's being encouraged. Do you think that he's being dissuaded or encouraged at this point?
Chuck?
Oh, I'm sorry, I lost you. I lost you.
Okay.
I think he's been encouraged.
So for me, I'm not surprised at what I see going on. I said before now we're in the state of Maryland. I know you're not familiar with the Juvenile Justice Reform Act, but
no, I'm not.
Okay, so we've been having, as in every city that's been run by black progressive Democrats, we've had a surge in crime. And particularly with the youth. We had over 11,000 cars stolen last year.
11,000.
Okay?
Wow.
11,000.
In 1 year. That's crazy. Now, we all the citizens, we've witnessed women get beat up on television for their keys to the car that they were trying to steal, but they can't drive a stick, so they beat her up for nothing. We've watched old women in the Walmart parking lot, 91 years old. You can look it up. This just happened.
Service announcement.
You can look this up. Man robbed a 91-year-old woman in the parking lot of Walmart. So we're out here, we're crying about, we want this done, we want justice, we want something to happen with the youth. We were told sometime in October or November by one of the high-ranking congressmen out here, or congresswoman, I should say, that we'll deal with that in January. Brushed it off. So we went another few months. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we went another few months, and you know they just recently had their session, and guess what got passed?
Sure.
Exactly, nothing. So here we're still facing the same issue because they said that according to the metrics and the data, that you know their system is working, even though you know the physical data, what we actually see is not.
Seeing is believing.
They're telling us what they see on paper, according to the numbers on paper. You know, their system is working. There's no need to adjust the juvenile and anything that's going on.
I'm gonna
with
let you
them.
go, Jeff. Yeah.
All right, sorry about that.
All
It's been
right,
so
I'll
long.
talk to you.
All right, bro. Thank you, bro. Thank you, man.
Much
Thanks
love.
for calling in. Hey, man. King, again, I say, man, you know, sometime, man, you know, the stuff we see, again, you see we not seeing. You know, again, we talked about that this morning in the house while we were sitting at the television talking about some things about how, you know, you just gotta, you know, it's almost like, again, we're saying you find your lane and you milk that lane as far as you can milk it. You know what I mean? That's the way we've been traveling in a certain sense.
Let me tell you what I've been saying lately.
You know?
And it's been messing with people. I'm telling you, it's been messing these youngins' heads up. I tell them that, you know, the game ain't changed. Y'all just been taught different.
Yeah.
And they've been looking at me like, well, what do you mean by that? I was like, the game has not changed.
No.
Y'all just been taught different.
Totally different.
And, you know, and he's looking, I was like, let me give you an example.
Yeah.
I said I had to come up with what, $2,000 by the end of this month? You know, Ty, I ain't worked in what, 2 years? And I don't sell drugs. But I got them bills paid. My point is that I was taught different.
Yeah.
I wasn't taught to sit here and cry and complain about my situation. I was taught to adapt and overcome my situation. See, I wasn't.
Find a way.
Yeah, I wasn't vaginified. I was thrown out there to figure it out.
King, again, let me go. It's time for my public service announcement. I always want to finish that because we still got the same behavior going on, King. They still dealing with ass change. You know what I mean? So, you know, here at WFBR 1590 AM at the Tyrone hour, you know, every Saturday from 11 to 12, we give a public service announcement to all patrons coming into Maryland. King, I'll still say if you come across the top of Negro Mountain to the bottom of Ocean City, beware of the wild squeegee crossings, King. If you run up on them, King, don't give them no eye contact now.
Yeah.
If you give them any eye contact, if you put your window down and give them your phone and things go crazy, don't even call the law. Go home. Talk to your wife, your husband, or whatever, and say, look, I've done something stupid today. What's wrong with you? You bleed. I opened my window at a stoplight and gave my phone to a stranger. You deserve, what did we say? You take it on the
Take
chin.
it on the chin.
Take it on the chin. But if it does get ugly, proceed through the light. If you're a normal citizen, proceed through the light with caution and call the police. That is our weekly wild squeegee alert here that we're going to continue to do until the behavior cleans up. I mean, because we were told it was entrepreneurship. It was business.
It was enterprise.
It was enterprise. And I mean, I couldn't believe some of the people that were saying this. These were some of the biggest guys I know on the street, and they told me that was it. What you need that hustle alone. I said, what hustle? King, why we say that here, though?
Because we witnessed women and children being assaulted.
Yeah, over how much? What kind of change?
Ass change.
Ass change. They were literally being beaten women while the baby was in the back. And black folk were saying that was entrepreneurship. You know what they were breeding, King?
No, they was also saying that
a culture of panhandlers.
No, they also said that it was racist and racism, and that's the reason why.
We have white boys out there panhandling. I mean, doing it. What are you talking about? If you wanna even the scales, we always want to even the scales. Yeah, you having that? Oh, it happened to you? Okay. Well, this happened to us. Man, I'm sick of evening the scales. Fix the problem.
Well, see, in this new world that we live in, everybody gets a say. Everybody gets a turn. Everybody get to participate.
King, yeah,
You
go
know,
ahead. Go ahead.
You wasn't good enough to get a trophy. There's no sixth place trophy. I'm sorry. You know, I got a ribbon for sixth place. You know where it went? In the trash where it belonged with the other ribbons that came in after first and second and third place.
Can you remember the joke I was talking about? We was on the way down. I said about the black American or the American.
Yeah.
Remember what I said? I said, now, when you go up to the line, they say, what you need? Huh? What you need? Huh? You ready? Yeah. What are you? You American or you black? I'm a black American. Okay, well, this is what you get over here then.
And the line is over there.
The line's over here. Oh, you still a black American, huh? Oh, you gonna hold on to that for how long? You're black American, huh? Okay.
Listen,
okay. But the Americans over here.
Excuse me, sir. The line's a little long. Get over there. That's where you belong.
And in that line too are black folk.
Yeah.
Because see, they in that line, they black folks in that line.
Yeah, but they Americans.
It's more black folks in that line.
They're Americans.
They're Americans.
Well,
They're
see,
stuck on this.
no, your politicians. Because it's your politicians
They use that for a ploy. You know it. Go ahead.
Again, they use it. Every other word
I
I
thought about that this morning. Go ahead.
Every other word is racism, systemic this, disenfranchised, the DEI. We want diversity, equity, inclusion. I changed the words around and call it DIE because that's what it is. It's diversity, inclusion, and equity. That is a bunch.
What's a liberal, King? When you finish, tell me what we like. What do we like?
To get stuff for nothing.
No, you know what I'm saying? You was talking about what are we real? We talk about we Democrat, Republican. You said no, we actually are like liberal. Like we want just good jobs. Remember you talking about?
No, I said that we're conservative by nature.
By nature.
By nature, you're conservative.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
But here's the thing. See, the caveat in being conservative by nature is you have to be close or at one with God or trying to move towards it. So that's where that came from with me. These people are absent of God.
Yeah.
So this is where this liberal thinking.
Put this up.
Again, do as thou wilt, Jay-Z. That came from Aleister Crowley, who's a known Satanist, devil worshiper.
Yeah.
He believed in pedophilia because he believed in, when you did that you opened up portals to other dimensions that you would be the God in.
He would be the God in.
So, these things exist, and people think that, it's not. Yeah. It's because we've moved away from God, and we have adopted principles that have absolutely nothing to do with us. And we forgot that the battle that we're fighting is a spiritual one. Yeah. It's not physical. It's not a physical one. It's for your mind.
That's why things not working. That's why I brought it back to you.
Because it's easy to manipulate. It's easy to manipulate people.
Yes.
Where you don't have nothing, and you come around with a shiny car, and you got the jewelry and the nice clothes.
Temptation, ain't that what they call it?
Yeah, you got a bunch of women, or you got all the fly guys. See, it's easy.
Life like that, too.
That's how you suck all these people over onto your side. This is why T.D. Jakes and P. Diddy and Meek Mills, all these people are getting caught up. Even Shannon Sharp with this whole, sexual questioning of, what they want to.
I wanted to bring that to you because I wanted you to explain who we really naturally are. We God's children.
I keep hearing, and another thing, I keep hearing,
God's children.
I keep hearing about these black people keep talking about, all these black people that came out the Bible, and the Bible is black people, and the black this, and you done lost your culture. Well, in the same tongue that you are saying that all these black people came from the Bible, then you have to understand that whatever charges that happened, the people that killed Jesus were black people in the Bible. Yeah. Because that's what you said.
That's what you said.
Esau and Amalek, well, they were there too. But they was running for their lives because they had did things and they were worried if they were going to make it in the land. We go all the way back to Cain with worrying about who was going to kill you, which takes me into a whole nother realm, because if you listening, then you would understand when I said that there were people here before Adam and Eve and all that other stuff.
Clarence, King. Yeah, about King.
Again,
this going on right now.
Again, this is the debauchery. This is the things that we gravitate to. You would take the book of Clarence, you would take the Bible, you would take real people who lived and did righteous things for black people for real and turn them into a drug dealer, hustler, back in the Christ days.
When we got the chance to put our hands on
this is how we represent ourselves.
Movies and stuff movies are actually train the mind on somehow some way to navigate through certain things.
Well, hold on,
when you
Ty.
watch a certain movie, and when we got the chance, we got the chance and the money to make movies. Now, the Book of Clarence, you know, again, that to me was, you know, it was a fair movie, but it was mockery of our chance to make and show Jesus the way we want to show him. Always we want to show him the right way, the same way they showed the Moses movies, and you know this Jesus that we had our
the
chance,
white versions. I know what you're talking about.
we had our chance to make.
But
these type movies.
I understand
they have
that,
an
Ty,
effect on people. They have on your culture of people.
Yeah, and this is where I was
Everybody
going.
not hard and go, kid.
And this is where I was going at with that. It's not just a image of how we see God, it's also how we see ourselves. You see, again, the people that we're being judged by out here in this world are looking at us from what they see. They don't know us personally.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this affectionately because and just to show you what I'm talking about. I went around some Spanish people and they asked me was my mother or father white? And I was like, no. I was like, both my parents are black. And they were like, oh, because you're light skinned, you don't look like a black person.
Yeah.
You know, they have a different understanding and meaning of what they think black people are. So when you put images of us out there, you know,
that's what I'm saying.
We've been talking about images of us, and we've been blaming it on who? White people put us in movies, and they always cast us as drug dealers or crackheads.
And all your movies are drug movies. Hustler movies.
Everything is related around hustling.
I mean, you got
drug
the chance. Even the Tyler Perry movies with the sisters, it's canavery, taking each other husbands.
I'll take it a step further. Listen, I understand that Tyler Perry, you know, and the whole Medea thing was, you know, he did what he had to do, but you know, to get ahead. But you can leave that character behind. I understand it's an iconic character for you, but in light of what's going on with our youth and this transgender stuff that's going on, and understanding that, you know what, they already had this. It was called the RuPaul Hour back in the day. I was like, you constantly putting out this image of black men dressing up like women, old women, you know, this is where the respect for men has been lost, especially for black men, because our image, the image that we have out there is bad, and then when we put our own image out there, it is a bad image that we have on ourselves. So hold on, Ty, it's a reflection of when you look in the mirror, what is it that you're actually looking at? That you keep putting these things out. I understand the hustle of getting ahead. Everybody gets that. But once you get there, you can change or pivot.
Try to change the narrative of what's being seen.
Yes.
And again, did you see the trial this week with the young lady that got shot, you know, the young police officer?
Yes.
Was that the victim's father? I mean, the assailant's father, or the father of the other man that got shot? Well, anyway, they asked the father. The guy got up and they asked him, said, well, you know, you sufficient with, you know, the time. He said, well, I just wish they could have found some other way to get, you know, to put justice on him. I'm saying,
yeah. Once again, this is reimagining how to punish a criminal who murdered somebody.
And this is coming from the black people that's coming out the jail crying and everything.
I'm using the words that they use every day.
And I said I was going to hold this. I said, I'm so glad I'm going on the air this week because I'm going to hold on to this one here. He said, I mean, this is Black Michigan. You know, is it any other justice for this? It could have been enough. What other firing squad? That's cut and dry, my sister. It's my family member. You get what I'm saying? This is where
that progressive mindset has become detached. And I keep saying that because it's a lot of black progressive people out here and that use this language. This vaginification of men started with these progressive liberal
I'm
Democrats.
saying myself, what over?
Because
justice
hold
are you
on.
talking about?
Because here is a clear-cut case where, real talk, you did the crime, man, and
Yeah.
it was a heinous crime.
Man,
That
don't
woman
drop
wasn't
the soap.
doing nothing. You supposed to be there. That to me is a life sentence.
Don't drop the soap.
That's a life sentence all day long.
Don't
Because
drop
guess
soap.
what? If he was home, you know what would be going on.
Yeah,
He's not going to make it with this,
Hope
doing
your
something like
hope your
that.
people get you a package.
You know?
Hope your family
But
feel like you
instead-
get your package.
But instead,
Yeah.
we want to vaginify him
Yeah.
and make him something else. So we're gonna go light on him. We're trying to figure out and reimagine a different way.
Reimagine it. And you, what? This is why these things are going on. Again, adultism is missing. Adultism is missing. They used to have punishment used to call exile crimes. You remember that, King?
Yeah.
There's certain gun charges you had got exiled. You didn't go to the normal jail. They sent you out to Texas.
Yep.
What's the name? Exiled. You know, well, what's wrong? Why are you exiled? What? So I don't want to go no more with the black myths anymore with that. We want guns off our communities because I realize no, that's not what it is. Everybody has a right to be armed. Everybody has a right to be armed. It's what they do with the arms that they have.
Finally tied back.
You know what I mean?
Finally tied back.
I get that part now because it doesn't make sense to tell nobody to take their gun or whatever, man. I'm not giving you my gun. If I like having guns, this is what I like having doing. This is what I do. It's all about if I do something wrong. But if you do something wrong with that gun, totally hurt somebody, man, it is what it is. Then you under another understanding. But I got rid of it, King. But I think we had a good show coming back, man, and everything, man.
We got Brother Darren coming up there.
Brother Darren coming up, man, right behind us, man.
Yeah, we got excellent shows here at WFBR. I just want to make one correction when I said the website. It's WFBR1590.com.
Yeah.
.com. So we just want to make sure that we make that correction again. You know, I'm a dinosaur sometimes. I remember things that I shouldn't remember. So
thank you, King. Again,
thank you, WFBR.
Everybody, man, that we back on there, man. Really, I didn't really just take no time. I just told King I was just gonna be talking, and just happy to be back on there, man. And doing what I like to do, man. Hopefully we're going to get things back in order and we're going to be back on like we once was. And, man, I'm just saying, thank you, brothers. Thank you, man, and for the opportunity. This is an opportunity to me to express myself, and to try to open up an ear if I can, some type of way. We might not, again, I say, when you go to church, you ain't going to receive everything. You don't receive everything when you go to church. You're going to receive that one little tidbit that you can walk out there and say, you know what, I'm going to use that. I'm going to think about that. I'm going to read up on that right there because that sounds like it might work right there, And, man, I say, man, King, the stuff that's going on in the city and our brothers and sisters, man, everything is, to me, man, again, I say, everything to me is good, King. Mm-hmm. It's just the opportunities that you present yourself with and the roads that we take, right?
I agree with that.
Accountability.
But I would like some wraparound services for the people that are doing the right thing.
Yes, sir. That's what
instead of it all going to
sailors.
You know what I'm saying? It's like they're the only ones who matter.
I got you, King. Sailing. I just see right going to King.
Hey, listen, Brandon Scott, you doing a whopping job now. Even he's talking about. He's talking about. Hey, we need to cut this out.
Yeah.
We're gonna hold people accountable. But I want you to understand something. When they say accountable, that means something different for them. These are intellectuals.
Yeah,
they think you're stupid. So when we say accountable, we mean, definitely, I apologize for what I did, but I have to serve some type of time or do some type of restitution to show that,
I'm accountable. I understand what I've done.
Their accountability
They
is.
used to call it when you had to clean up somewhere.
Oh yeah, you had to go
Community service. You remember that's called that? So that became unconstitutional.
Yeah, well, you mean that's being racist.
He only robbed the store down the street. Okay, but we didn't lock him up, but we need him to sweep the street right here. You mean to tell me you want my baby to be down on Light Street sweeping? Well, it's either sweep sweeper or sweep CT. Which one?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But see, that ain't a lesson to be
Well, again, the vaginification has taken place.
You done made a new word.
Because, I can't say what I want to say, but I'm sure you can read between the lines. The vaginification has gotten to the point where these kids, these young men, are ridiculously soft that they can't control themselves even when the situation presents them for them to act in a
5 words we go in there, King.
accountability, responsibility, personal accountability, discipline.
The number one we talk about, the emotional
accountability.
That is what's driving the hour again. Hey man, next week we coming on, King. We're gonna talk about banning Facebook for the 18-year-olds or something of that nature.
17 and younger.
17. We're gonna get on that real hard because we've been talking about that for a long time. Too much knowledge for a kid at the long time can make him a beast.
I told you that's it.
You know what I said?
Listen,
that's
you got
feeding a kid, right?
Listen, you got a man body with a childlike mind. That's gonna be a problem.
King, I'm going to get on up out of here.
Yes, sir. So am I. Thank you all. Thank you, Ty.
Thank you, brother, man.
Hey, keep tuning in, brother Dan. He's coming on next, man.
Man, thank you. You guys have a good weekend. And, we'll be back next Saturday. And have a great weekend.